as we welcome in Bill Amero, the head coach of the Hubbard softball team, joining us on Running Point. Coach, thank you so much for taking the time.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Coach, what we like to do with all of our area coaches to start off, we always like to start off with a Meet the Team segment. So we want to give you the opportunity to shout out some of your senior leaders, as well as some of the younger players that you think are going to turn some heads this year.
Well, I tell you what, I've walked into a very fortunate situation at Hubbard that we have four outstanding young ladies that are seniors. They're truly the leaders of our team, both on the field and in the classroom and just in life. First off is senior Haley Croyle. She's probably going to be our number one pitcher, play infield. She will be attending University of Akron next year. She's going to major in respiratory therapy. Our next senior is Jillian Reiser. She's a first baseman and also will pitch. She will be attending Baldwin Wallace and majoring in national security. Our third senior is Grace Narcom, a young lady that I believe you guys talked to during the basketball season. She will be playing center field for us, and she'll be attending Cleveland State to study nursing. And last, our catcher, Lexi Nadasak. She will be attending University of Pitt, Bradford. She will be catching and playing second base and majoring in business management. We also have an outstanding sophomore. Her name is Phoebe Rusnak, and she will be playing second base and pitching for us. And those five comprise the returning members of the team for this year.
Yeah, when you talk about Rusnak, she kind of last year out of everyone in that NEH, she took the world on fire in the circle. I think everyone knew what every other team was bringing in the circle with, Bree Kohler coming back for South Range last year and Pizzone at Struthers and McDonald at Poland. So everyone kind of knew what everyone had. But then here comes this freshman for Hubbard that kind of made Croyle and Resnick a big 1-2 punch for you guys. Talk about the growth you want to see from her freshman to sophomore year in the circle.
Well, Phoebe is a very good pitcher. She has a great movement on the ball. And I just think that all you can ask for from any player is just to see growth from year to year. I wasn't here last year to see how she did and what she did. All I can base it on is what she's doing in practices so far. And she's just an outstanding softball player all around.
Talking about coming into this program, Coach, obviously it's not coming in trying to reinvent the wheel. You know what to expect. These girls know what to expect generally wise from each other. But what are some things you're trying to add into the Hubbard Lady Softball program too this year, culture-wise? And what are some things you want to, change inside the program or set a standard of?
Yeah, well, I tell you what, my predecessor, the coach before me, I thought he did a very good job of laying the groundwork. He treated the girls well, and he did a great job coaching the team. My goal is pretty much just to run a program or develop a culture that breeds success for these young ladies, both on the field and in the classroom. And we have a very unique situation in the fact that of the five returning players, we have four seniors and one sophomore. After that, we have 13 freshmen. We don't have a junior in the program. So everything we do, myself and the coaches, has to have an eye on what we need for the present for the program and also for the future down the road because we have so many young players in the program. So just some different things that I've done at other programs I was at to be successful in developing a culture to breed success. That's pretty much what we're trying to do is, as I said, just maintaining a solid program for today and hopefully have a good run in the tournament, but at the same time, show these freshmen what it's all about and what's expected to be a student athlete at Hubbard High School.
You brought up the success that you've had in your career. I want you to talk a little bit about your softball journey and what got you to this point in your career and what makes you keep coming back to coaching this sport.
Well, what keeps me coming back is a question that my wife asks me all the time. But anyhow, this is going to be my 24th year of coaching. I started out at Boardman High School. I was there for 12 years. We had a very successful program. We went to the state tournament 3 straight years in the early 2000s. We were runners up one year. We won the state championship in 01, and the following year we got knocked out in the first round. And I've also coached at Lowellville, at Howland, Liberty, and Springfield, and now at Hubbard. 3 or 4 times in my career, I've left coaching, and I just seem to keep coming back. I just have a passion for coaching. I have a passion for working with these young ladies. Pretty much every day of my life, I always have something to do with softball. And I left coaching a couple years ago. The first year was a COVID year, and nobody coached then. And then last year, I really missed it during the spring, everything that I knew what teams were going through, what coaches were going through. And I didn't really have my eyes set on necessarily coming back, but I saw that there was an opening at Hubbard. I knew that they had a solid program, had good returning players. I'd heard good thing about the athletic director and the staff and the facilities there. So I applied for it, and here I am.
I love the story here, Coach. I absolutely love that you got back into this too. And talking about this season, I mean, you mentioned it, a couple seniors, but it's a lot of underclassmen, sophomore, freshmen. So got to get in there and going to have to coach a little bit. Talk about the schedule you're going to have to face with them too inside this NE8, as well as some maybe non-conference games you're excited to get their feet wet against.
Yeah, the NE8 softball schedule, as a previous coach talked about, I believe it's they play some very good teams in the area. You have some good teams. Of course, you have Poland and South Range. Both programs have very strong pedigree. They're very competitive programs. West Branch, we're going to be playing Restaurant. That's a non-league game. Also, Girard, I know that they always have a strong program. Struthers has a very strong pitcher. And whenever you play anybody, you want to try to go against teams that have strong pitching. Our non-league schedule, I feel is very, very stiff. Matter of fact, we have our first scrimmage this Saturday in Canton against North Canton Hoover. The Hoover coach is a very good friend of mine, and when he heard I was back in it, we got together, and we're going to scrimmage this Saturday. So right off the bat, we're going to go up against a big-time program. In addition, we're also playing other D1 schools. We're playing Boardman. We're playing Massillon Perry. We're also playing Canfield, Marlington, Ursuline. So I think the schedule is going to be very competitive. I know I talked to the girls that, we have some very strong players, and we think we're going to have a strong program. And now we're going to have some competition we really have to prove that against. And I think we'll rise to the task.
Coach, I think that Boardman game might have a little bit of a good meaning for you. I mean, obviously you won a state championship for them in 2001, and you get to kind of go back there. I know you've probably kept an eye on their program and what Fred Moots is doing there. So I'm sure that game has a little bit more juice to put in your competitive fire.
Yeah, Fred's a very good friend of mine, and I know an awful lot of the girls that play at Boardman. I run some softball camps at Sluggers Indoor Baseball and Softball, which I own. And I've developed a lot of the Boardman girls help at the camps. They're great kids. They're great softball players. And even when we ended our camp yesterday, I told a couple of girls, good luck to you guys in your season, except for when you play Hubbard. They got a kick out of it.
Coach, let's just talk about going into this season, first year with Hubbard. Just some expectations, I guess, you have for the team, and what are some things you're most excited for, and what do you think some of the team's biggest strengths are going into the season to fare in this NE8?
Well, one of the things I'm most excited for is I feel we're playing a very, very competitive schedule, and as a coach, you want that. You want to get juiced. You want to play the best, and what happens, happens. I'm also very excited to see these seniors. I want to do everything possible to make their year a great, to make their final season a great season for them. I want them to I know that I'm just only have the opportunity to coach them for 1 year, but I hope that it's a meaningful and impactful year for them. At the same time, show the freshmen what it's about. And I know last year the girls lost the district championship game I guess it was a hard loss. And our goal is to go at least one step further. And I've told them, I says, you have to have expectations of making it to the state playoffs, and that should be your goal every year. Does it happen every year? No, it doesn't. But you've got to set that goal first, and you got to strive for it.
That was to the same Marlington team that I believe beat Lakeview and the coach that we talked to before you. Coach, before we let you go, I want to give you a chance to highlight the staff that you've kind of put up in Hubbard and some of the guys that are going to be helping you out this year.
Yes, I'm very fortunate to have a couple of people who are dear friends of mine. The first one, his name is Matt Skarbinski. Many years ago, when I was a young baseball coach, he played for me in Boardman Little League when he was 10, 11, 12 years old. He actually helped me coach a little bit more through the years, and I've always stayed in contact with him through the years. He has coached travel ball for many years. His daughter played at Austintown Fitch. He's very knowledgeable, and he has the same passion for softball and for working with the athletes that I do. The other assistant coach, her name is Lauren Mon. She is a product of Boardman High School. She played there, had a very successful high school career, plays travel ball during the summer. She currently goes to YSU, and she also has helped me with a lot of softball camps. And I noted she had real good coaching style. She knew what she was talking about. She related to the girls good. And I always thought, I said, boy, this young lady is going to be a great coach someday. And when I had an opportunity, I asked her, and I'm just thrilled to have her on staff.
Coach, before we let you go, I know you brought up the scrimmage with Northern Canton Hoover, but let's shout out your opening day and where the Hubbard faithful can catch this first softball game of the season.
Well, our opening day is going to be at Hubbard, and as luck would have it, we're going to open up against the Poland Bulldogs, probably one of the strongest teams on our schedule. So right out of the gate, we're going to see what we're made of. So we're hoping that we can get a lot of Hubbard fans there, a lot of Hubbard alumni, root the girls on, and hopefully that will be the stepping stone to a great, successful season for us.
No better way to make a statement than to beat the reigning NE champs in the first game of the year, Coach.
We're going to have to put our big boy pants on. And I'm a big boy.
Best of luck to you in that one, Coach. And I mean, with the coverage of the NE8, I'm sure we'll have you on again real soon.
Hey, thank you for everything you guys do. You do a great job.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Coach.
Coach.
We appreciate your support.
Bye-bye.